The God who walked among us. The year is 110 AD. In Antioch, an elderly man writes his final letter before facing martyrdom. This man personally knew the Apostle John. In his writing, he says something that would shock many modern skeptics. He calls Jesus our God. Today, we are going to investigate whether the disciples of the apostles believed the same things the Catholic Church teaches today, or if the divinity of Christ was a later distortion, as some religious groups claim. Part 1, The Testimony of Thomas, the Biblical Test. Let's start with a scene that is impossible to ignore. Thomas, one of the 12, speaks directly to the risen Jesus, "My Lord and my God." Now, here is the million-dollar question: how did Jesus react? Did he say, "No, Thomas, I am just a created being"? No, he accepted the confession. More than that, he called Thomas blessed because he believed. Compare this to the reaction of the angel in Revelation 22:9. When John fell down to worship him, the angel immediately stopped him, saying, "Do not do that. Worship God." Jesus never stopped anyone from worshiping him. Why? Because he accepted exactly what belongs to God alone. Part 2, The Testimony of Ignatius, the Historical Proof. Meet Ignatius of Antioch, year 107 AD. He was a direct disciple of the Apostle John. On his way to martyrdom in Rome, he wrote 7 letters to various Christian communities. Listen to how he describes Jesus. Jesus Christ, our God, letter to the Romans. Our God, Jesus Christ, letter to the Ephesians. This isn't later theology, this is the living memory of what the apostles taught. Many people who leave groups that reject the Holy Trinity feel like the dogma of Christ's divinity was invented at the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD. But Ignatius lived 200 years before that. There was no Constantinian Empire yet. There was only the Church, still echoing the very words of the apostles. Part 3, Why this changes everything. Why does this matter so much? Because it changes your entire relationship with God. If Jesus is only a high-ranking creature, there is still an infinite chasm between us and God. We would need a mediator to get to the mediator. But if Jesus is truly God who became truly man, then in him, God literally touched our suffering and our death. This is why in every Holy Mass, we hear, "This is my body," not, "This is the body of an archangel." It is God himself coming to us. Conclusion. The Catholic Church didn't invent the doctrine of the divinity of Christ. She received it from the apostles. She preserved it through bloody persecutions. And she hands it to you today. If you want to dive deeper into this 2,000-year-old treasury of witnesses, church fathers, and councils, this channel is your guide. Because the truth is not afraid of questions. The truth has sources, it has history, and it has witnesses. Call to action. Subscribe if you want to discover a faith that has survived centuries, not a faith that changes with every new publication.